Welcome to today's Explainer. We are going to completely flip the script on how we think about local advertising budgets. We usually assume the brand with the biggest wallet automatically wins, right? Well, today's data actually proves that old logic is fundamentally broken. We're going to dive in and analyze the true ROI of collaborative local advertising campaigns to uncover what's actually moving the needle in modern marketing.
It really brings up this incredibly frustrating question that pretty much every business owner faces. Why do some local campaigns produce absolutely remarkable returns, while others totally flatline? The magic fix isn't just throwing more money at an isolated ad campaign. Actually, as the research clearly shows, the real answer lies in the strength of strategic media partnerships.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll be covering the media paradigm shift, traditional ads versus partnerships, the power of audience insights, winning with sponsored content, redefining modern campaign ROI, and finally, the future of local advertising. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the media paradigm shift, moving to ecosystems. Over the past decade, the landscape has completely transformed. We are rapidly moving away from those standalone, isolated advertising efforts and shifting toward highly interconnected media ecosystems. So, what exactly are we talking about when we say media partnerships? Simply put, they're strategic alliances between brands, publishers, and platforms designed to co-create value and share common goals. Think of this not as your typical transactional banner ad buy, but more like a deep relationship that really amplifies your regional visibility and brand credibility. It's all about seamlessly blending audience data, creative storytelling, and distribution power into one unified push. Moving on to Section 2, traditional ads versus partnerships, building trust. Let's look at how this new collaborative approach creates a stark contrast to what most businesses are unfortunately still doing today.
Traditional advertising is basically obsessed with vanity metrics, right? We're talking impressions, clicks, and short-term visibility. Media partnerships, on the other hand, play the long game. They focus entirely on trust, engagement, and relationships. This is an absolutely vital shift. Community trust heavily influences purchase decisions today. You can't just buy 1,000 clicks and expect instant customer loyalty. You really have to earn genuine credibility within that community.
This quote really hits the nail on the head. Instead of renting attention, brands become part of trusted editorial ecosystems. Think about it. When you run a pop-up ad, you're kind of like the uninvited guest crashing a party. You're just renting attention for a split second before they click away. But when you integrate your brand into an editorial space that the reader already knows and respects, you're a welcome speaker. You inherit those strong trust signals. It's a completely different ballgame. Which brings us to Section 3, power of audience insights, the data foundation. To build that trusted partnership we just talked about, you need hard data to back it all up.
Data is quite literally the currency of modern advertising. By deeply analyzing audience interests and demographics, you unlock highly targeted messaging and strategic alignment. Similarly, tracking browsing habits and engagement patterns allows for precision optimization and minimizes your risk. And here's the really crucial part. As privacy regulations continue to evolve globally, this first-party audience data, built through shared insights with publishers, is becoming incredibly valuable. It's a real game changer.
So how does this look in the real world? It basically boils down to a three-step playbook. Step 1 is audience alignment, which is tapping into the existing trust of a local media outlet. Step 2 is content synergy, actually co-creating authentic stories that resonate rather than just pasting a logo on a page. And Step 3 is data integration. That's combining those deep insights for absolute precision targeting.
All right, Section 4, winning with sponsored content, effective messaging. Once you have the partnership and the data in place, how do you actually deliver the message? Sponsored content is arguably your best vehicle here, and the psychology behind why it works is fascinating. Because it feels educational rather than promotional, readers actually trust the information. It blends right into the editorial environment without feeling intrusive, and that inherently drives much higher engagement than your standard display ads. By providing real, tangible value to the audience's day, you foster far greater brand recall and credibility. It really all comes down to a simple formula. Local relevance, combined with existing credibility, pretty much guarantees superior audience engagement. When you leverage the built-in trust of regional publishers, you're tapping into cultural nuances and community connections that a generic, broad-strokes national ad campaign simply can't touch. Next up is Section 5, redefining modern campaign ROI, holistic evaluation. Obviously, if we're completely changing how we advertise, we have to completely change how we measure success, right?
Evaluating a collaborative campaign requires a much more holistic framework, way beyond a simple click-through rate. You need to be looking at things like audience retention, referral traffic, and brand sentiment over time. It's about looking at how many assisted conversions and customer lifetime value dollars are being generated by building an ongoing reciprocal relationship with your market. True ROI today encompasses so much more than just an immediate one-off sale.
So where is all of this heading?
Let's look at Section 6,
The future of local advertising, projecting to 2026. The rapid evolution of media over the last decade has just been staggering. Think back to 2014, when it was all about those standalone, isolated campaigns. By 2020, we saw the shift toward interconnected ecosystems really taking root. Today, in 2024, cross-channel partnerships dominate local strategy. But as we look toward 2026, AI, predictive analytics, and personalized distribution are going to completely take over. These tools are going to make media partnerships infinitely smarter, faster, and much more measurable.
To summarize our core thesis today, collaboration has become one of the strongest competitive advantages you can possibly have in modern marketing. Businesses that combine deep audience insights, strategic media partnerships, and engaging sponsored content are the ones that will achieve sustainable, long-term growth. They aren't just going to survive the complexities of the modern landscape, they're going to completely thrive in it.
So I want to leave you with this provocative question to chew on. Are you still renting attention, or are you ready to build strategic media partnerships? If you're tired of chasing those vanity metrics and you want to learn more about audience intelligence and advanced modern media solutions, you absolutely need to visit www.timesintelligence.com. Times Intelligence Media Group has the tools to help you build these scalable, high ROI collaborations. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this explainer today, and I'll catch you next time.